Good evening, everybody. This is John, and this is my first video. And of course, I'm a little bit nervous because the one thing that I don't like about online marketing, or I never really became excited about, was actually making videos. And I guess I have a lot of deep down inside reasons about for being worried about that. But I believe everything will be all right. So I think you guys are a wonderful crowd. Most wonderful group of people I've ever seen, and your response to what I'm doing has really excited me. Now, one of the things that I promise is that I'm going to be very careful about the type of projects that we bring to you at the Island Mastermind. And the project that I am working on presently, and I'm pretty excited about it because I have done my research. I have been very careful. I have gone through this thing from the beginning to the end. I've actually put money into it just to make sure that I'm not talking to you folks about anything that doesn't make sense or anything that you're going to regret doing. And not only have I done that, because it's not just a matter of reviewing whether or not this is a good project or it's not a good project. It's actually a situation where I have to also assess you and try to understand how can I help these persons to be successful. Now, when I speak like that, what I'm assuming is that there's a wide diversity of people who have an interest in upgrading their life skills and have an interest in earning more money in their lives so that they can have a better standard of living or a better life experience. And by life experience, I really want you to understand what I mean. Life experience is not necessarily about being wealthy. It's not necessarily about just being one of those rich people over there. Life experience, very importantly, is about being able to exist on this earth for the period of time that you're here, and being able within that space of time to really appreciate the earth, the entire life experience. Unfortunately, we don't have the freedom to do so. One of the things I always said growing up was, give me an arrow and bow and I'll go hunt my food and live in the jungle and I'll be very happy. And I really never did like the system that we live in now, where we're forced to get up every day at 8 o'clock in the morning and head for the job. And you put out all of your daily energy and you receive minimal rewards, some rewards more than others, but still minimal rewards, because the time and energy that you are putting into what you are doing belongs to you. You are trading it for a value that somebody else is willing to pay you for it. But the problem is that the value to you cannot be paid for by any of these companies. Anything that you are doing for a company, for whatever remuneration the company is giving you, I promise you, you can do that and 10 times more, maybe 100 times more for yourself. And luckily for me, I believe that so strongly that I walked away from a job that was paying me over $5,000 a month in 2003. And since 2003 to today, I have been doing all right on my own. I have not been employed by anyone. Now, let's take that with a grain of salt. It has not been easy for me. During that period of time, I have had to put out a lot. I've had to deal with a lot. And in another video, I'll get into more detail about what I mean by a lot. Because one of the things I have learned, and I'm very excited about, is that the time of keeping your secrets, the time of hiding behind an image or pretending to be something has passed. And it has taken persons a lot younger than me to show me that time has definitely passed. So we're actually at a point in our life now where we share. You share everything. And don't think that I'm talking nonsense. The truth is that you're already sharing. Every day that you get on Facebook and you tell the whole world how you feel today. Every day you get on Facebook and you make a complaint, and we all know what the complaint means. You're having a rough day with the boyfriend or the girlfriend hugging you, or somebody down the street half up in body sheet today. No, simply because of the way you presented yourself. So you're already becoming uh, exposed to sharing. And actually, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. It has actually made the world a better place. And what is interesting is, even though you're now sharing way more than you've ever shared before on Facebook and other social medias, nobody has ever come on your Facebook or your social media to make some sort of comment to embarrass you about what you said or to bring you down. In fact, surprisingly, persons who you would not even expect have probably come on your page and said something nice or encouraging. Now, this is wonderful. And we live in a wonderful time, regardless of what the politicians and everybody else might be saying on the radio stations, the news networks, CNN, and everybody who's talking about how hard things are in the world or how bad things are in the world. They don't believe it. They do not believe it. When they hear that there's bad news in the world, they smile, they get excited, and they be like, yes, we got news. We're going to get even more wealthy. And guess what? When you're sitting in your house thinking that the whole world is falling apart, they're not even interested in what's happening in the world. All they're interested in is what's happening in their bank account. So the more ridiculous the news, the better off they are. Now, let's get back to what I'm here to talk about. So today, I am going to introduce you to the Empower Network. Now, what attracted me to the Empower Network is very simple. The Empower Network is about ordinary people, very ordinary people. You can't get more ordinary than one guy who was a drug addict and another guy who was homeless and lived in a car. And somehow or the other, these two young men put their brains together and they came up with probably one of the most amazing and wonderful projects that the world has seen, or the online world has seen. And yes, every single day you hear about some other project and some other ability to make money kind of thing, and you begin to wonder, well, hey, who do I listen to? What do I listen for? Well, let's talk about that. What I listened for when I was paying attention or researching these things, one was the sincerity. The Empower Network is based on sincerity. It is not based on hype. It's not based on selling. And funny enough, if you have a team of over 155,000 people, I can't promise you that 155,000 people are going to hold true to what the entire operation is founded on. But what I do know is that the core people who hold true to what the Empower Network was founded on are very successful in the Empower Network. Now, let's talk about that success. Even though the Empower Network is probably the most attractive system or operation that I've ever seen, and trust me, I've seen many. I've paid very close attention because since 1997, the internet has been my baby. I just love to be here. I spend a ridiculous amount of time each day online. And one of the things that I noticed during that space of time was that almost everything that came at you, you felt the insincerity. And not even about just insincerity, you saw the unfairness. For example, if I get called to a certain, for example, an Amway meeting for them to explain the plan. Now, I'm an extremely intelligent person. Sorry to blow my own horn, but there's nobody else here to blow it for me. And if I can leave your meeting without understanding what it is you were trying to explain to me, I have to come to the conclusion that you didn't want me to understand it in the first place. If you're going to create a system and you're going to say to me, sell some products, but you're going to price those products at a price point way higher than any of the similar products in the entire world, you're going to tell me, because I'm dumb, that, well, it's because they're better. than other products. Okay, fine, if you want to say that. But what I'm going to say to you is that no, it's because you don't want me to sell the products. You have another mission, because you do have no interest in me earning a profit from those products. You simply have an interest in me getting more people into the downline to make you more wealthy. And even that process, I can't understand to this day how I'm getting paid. Now, I didn't mean to knock Amway like that, but I just wanted to show you that somewhere at the top of many of these operations, you tend to find somebody who has gone to extreme lengths to ensure that the persons who are at the bottom of this are confused and scrambling and searching for some kind of sense. It kind of sounds like almost every country where the masses who are all confused, and somehow or the other there's a group of people at the top who seem to know what's going on, but never really can quite explain it to us. Now, what I liked about the Empower Network was that as I went through it, I was attracted to the equality. I was attracted to the fact that the very owners of the operation have a responsibility every day to sell. They're not just sitting back and earning from the people there. They stop selling, they'll stop earning. And the second thing that I found very attractive was what the products were. There are no tangible products for me to walk down the road and try to sell anyone. The products are things that I was interested in my entire life, which is life coaching, anything that makes your life better, the type of guidance and information that helps you to become a better person. So this entire network is set on teaching people to be better people, to be better at what they do. And I understand where they're coming from, and a lot of persons come into the Empower Network and they get lost and they leave, and it's very sad to see that happen, because I figured out by my assessment that those people aren't leaving because the Empower Network was not true or it was hard. They left because they, within their own selves, had not reached that stage in their life where they began to decide, or they were ready to make a decision that I'm going to change me. And quite frankly, as I sit here and I'm speaking to you, many of you are thinking to yourself maybe that, hey, is this really an opportunity where I can make some money? Now, I'm going to be very frank with you. If you come into the Empower Network, or you decide to be a part of this program, you need to think about changing you, not coming in and just operating within the system. The system is what it is. And actually, when I explain it to you, you'll notice it's a very attractive system. However, attractive or not, you will fail if you, the person, are not prepared to, and I don't want to use the word do what it takes. I want to use the word be who you need to be in order to make this successful. Now, I'd like to direct most of you, or that are not yet a part of the Island Mastermind, to find us on Facebook, The Island Mastermind, and to join that page, because what I initially started to do was to introduce to you the various principles, the things that need to form the foundation of who you are, so that you can be the type of person, or be the person that you need to be in order to be successful at this project. Now, I believe that even though I understand this, there are certain habits that are ingrained in us, certain I don't want to use the word paradigms, but that's what it is. Certain paradigms that are instituted in all of us from birth. Because of the society and the cultures that we are raised up in, we are taught to believe certain things. And because we're taught to believe certain things, anything that seems to be somehow or the other contrary it's a stretch. And you know what's even more interesting is, even if I can convince you by speaking that this is a better thing, it becomes very difficult for you to stop doing what you have been trained and ingrained to do, and to start doing what it is that you need to do. Now, that is a sad thing, but I don't want you to think I'm talking about you, because this is as much about me as it is about you. I have learned so much about myself over the last few months. It has been ridiculous. There are days when I look in the mirror and I ask myself, how did you make it to this age and not know better? That said, well, um, well, here we are. I guess that's all I can say. Let us move forward. Now, I don't expect you to completely understand everything I'm saying to you as yet. Some of this is going to have a little bit of faith that this dude knows what the hell he's talking about. And you know what? What do I have to lose? I have nothing to lose. All I have, I try, and well, we're not going to consider failure, but I want to encourage you to make an effort. Now, step one, nothing in your life is going to come at you without you putting some sort of investment into it. So as we move along throughout this process, do not expect anything to be free. And it is the truth. Most of the persons out there who are trying to just sell you something will try to make it sound as if two things are going to happen. One, it's not going to cost you any money, or it's not going to cost you more than you can afford. Some little trinket. And secondly, they're going to try to make it sound as if it's so easy, you don't have to do any work to do it. I am sorry. It doesn't matter what it is that you decide to do and how easy it looks. It requires work. Now, let me explain. The whole concept of something being easy is it's sort of a misconception, because when we get into it and we find that it's hard, we blame the person who said it was easy. But I can go on YouTube right now and I can watch a doctor do an operation. You'll be amazed what you find on YouTube. Now, obviously, maybe it's heart surgery, for example. The doctor comes in and the patient is on the table and he grabs his instruments from the nurse and he starts cutting. And while he's cutting, he's talking and he's asking questions and he's having conversation with students, and he's not even thinking about what he's doing, and he makes it look easy. Within the space of a few hours, he's done what he's doing. He hands over everything. He walks out the room full confidence that everything is just fine. It looked easy. And it was easy for him, because with his knowledge and experience and the fact that almost everything he does is now on automatic, it was easy. So when the doctor looks at you and says, yeah, you can do this, it's not that hard, and then you run into medical school and you say, hell, I want to be a doctor because my doctor friend said it's not that hard, you're in for a hell of a surprise. Ask any medical student, it's probably the hardest thing they ever had to do. Here's the trick. Everything you do for the first time is hard. How many of you learn to drive? How many of you are learning to drive? How many of you tried driving and gave up? Learning to drive is not an overnight thing. Nobody jumps into a car and just says, hey, I was born to do this, and takes off like a shot down the road. No. You have to get in the car and you got to pay your dues. You got to hear some instructor beside you. It could be a friend or family or even somebody you pay, telling you, hey, you know you can do that better. And you have to go through all the lack of confidence when somebody blows a horn on the road. Your whole heart jump out your chest, and if you're wondering what the hell you just did wrong, and you're looking left and you're looking right, or if you see a truck coming too fast and then you suddenly feel like an ant about to be crushed by a shoe. All of those experiences, and now you can drive. You wonder why that was so hard, right? Now you can drive, you don't think about it. No, you're chatting on the phone and you're fixing your makeup all the while the car driving down the road. Now, here's the reality. The reality is that now it's easy because you know how to do it. It's the same thing with everything else. For that first period when you don't know what you're doing, Oh my gosh. If you asked me a month ago anything about online marketing, I could give you a broad overview. You ask me now about online marketing, boy, can I tell you details. And it is amazing that, so for me right now, I have a lot more confidence speaking to you than I had a month or two ago, simply because now I have paid my dues. So now that I understand, I am ready to do this, and I'm ready to do this with you. Now, I want you to understand that you are now about to do this. You're going to have a bit of a rough time because there's a learning curve involved in everything that you have to do. And not everybody can teach. I'm going to try my best. Great. So that said, let's look at the screen. And the screen is up in front of you. And hopefully my video is up in front of you. If it's not, I'm going to have to edit it in. But we're recording the video at the same time. I'm not going to try to be super professional. I'm not going to try to impress you with my abilities or anything. I'm simply going to try to go through this. So have patience wherever I make a mistake, or if I have to pause for a little bit, or if I do something wrong and have to correct myself. It doesn't mean that I'm an idiot. It just simply means that I am not I'm not making an effort to make this complicated. Okay? Well, for myself. Now, let's take a look at the screen. As you can see, I have it open to the page called the Empower Network. Now, this is the login page of the Empower Network. This is a very video intensive and audio intensive site. So if anything pops up and videos start on their own, I'll try to stop them as quickly as possible. Now, if you're new to the Empower Network and you're here for the first time, then what you would very likely be doing is entering your email, your username, password. You're going to hit start, and it's going to take you through its sales process, and it will introduce each one of the programs that they have available one by one. You will choose to purchase the first one, second one, third one, but each one is going to be more expensive than the last. Now, whenever you reach your financial ceiling, if the first one is all that you can purchase, then do so. If the second one is what you can purchase, then go for it. If the third one is what you can make it to, then go for it. And I recommend you do this because, well, I will explain to you a little bit more once we get on the inside. But at the end, in my conclusion, I'll try to explain in detail the reason why you should have tried to purchase as much as you can at the same time. Now, the cost of the various products might frighten you a little bit, and that could be a turn off for most people. But I don't want you to focus on the cost. I want you to focus on how the entire system is set up. Because once you understand how the entire system is set up, then those costs make sense, especially for us here. So here we go. I'm going to go, this is the login because I'm already logged in. So I wouldn't have to go through the sales process. And really. I hope this is right. Not very good with passwords. Yep, and it looks like I'm in. And guess what? The first thing that pops up is a video, and it's trying to get you to do something. I'm going to close it very quickly before it begins. Now, this is the inside of the Empower Network site. And once you get in here, on the left-hand side, what you're going to find is a list of all of the products that they sell. Now, these are information products. In other words, what it is that Empower Network really is putting out there is information. And this information is designed to literally change your life. Literally. And at the same time, it's designed to teach you how to do better at marketing. Marketing yourself, marketing your business, marketing your life. And this is really, really, really what's important to me. because I am going to support any company that does this. I am going to do whatever it takes to ensure that this message reaches everybody. I do not care the vehicle of the message. A lot of us believe that if a message don't come from a pastor in church, it's not worth listening to. Well, I promise you that the life skills that you will learn here in Empower Network, you will never learn in a church. If you learn in that church, please tell me where it is, because I want to leave the church that I go to today and I want to come to your church. However, when you're telling me about your church, please tell me that everybody in your church has received a modicum of success and that everybody's life every day is better than it was the day before, financially, as far as their relationships are concerned, as far as their physical health is concerned. If you can show me that every single day there is these type of improvements in your church, I'll be there. Unfortunately, churches weren't designed to teach us how to live better lives. In fact, sorry, you'll probably find that you leave church every Sunday feeling a little bit criticized, feeling a little bit told, well, hey, you need to do better than you did yesterday. But I'm not going to hit churches today. I myself am a born again Christian, but I am one who is not who doesn't sit down and allow the status quo to rule how I worship. All right, moving on from that. So let's take a look at the Empower Network, and the viral blogging system is the very first product that we see here. The viral blogging system is the core product of the Empower Network. Basically, what it teaches you to do is to share. Every single day that you go on Facebook and you make a post or a comment, you are sharing. Now, this allows, or this system teaches you that by sharing that same information that you're sharing on Facebook, you are making yourself a marketable product. And because you're making yourself a marketable product, you yourself, it makes it much easier for you to market your business. Therefore, if you have a business as a restaurant, if people have a connection with you, they're coming to eat at your restaurant. If you are the owner of a car wash, if people have a connection with you, then they're coming to your car wash. Even more than that, by sharing what you know and your experiences on a daily, you're also showing persons that you are growing. Now, I prefer to go to somebody that I know is better today than he or she was yesterday to do my business than to go to somebody I don't know at all. That said, I would like us to take a look at this viral blogging system and try to understand how it is that blogging my life can actually make me money, or even just make me a better person. Well, listen to me talking to you. I am speaking to you about things that are my convictions. You may not agree with what I just said about church, but it has made you think. At the end of your thinking, you will form a conclusion. Your conclusion may be to consider what I am saying even more deeply and probably do some research about it. Or your conclusion may be to dismiss what I am saying because you do not agree. Either way, that little discussion has incurred or has incited a process that began in your mind. I feel very proud of the fact that I was able to do that. How do you feel about me having had that little conversation? Something for you to think about. Unfortunately, you can't answer me, but that's fine. The viral blogging system, the entire Empower Network system is set up on a blog. And in this video, I'm only going to talk about the viral blogging system. Now, as you look right here, you are able to manage your blog from right here. Now, you do not have to blog on the Empower Network. The first rule of Empower Network is blog. However, you can blog here. They've provided a blog for you. You can choose to blog on Facebook. Some of you may be part of my Island Mastermind, and the Island Mastermind is where I choose to blog. You may develop your own blog, have a website designer build it for you, or you can learn to build it yourself. I have learned to build a blog myself, and I've discovered that it's not very hard. So those of you who are paying the website designers to do it, make sure you don't pay them ridiculous amounts of money, because I will show you on the Mastermind, if you are interested in learning how to build your own blog, and I mean really professional and really attractive. But if you really don't want that hassle, please outsource it, because that's what most people do. And just be wise with your money as you outsource. And just like you would ask a question before you decide to make any decision in your life that you don't know about, make sure you ask a question before you choose a web designer. I'd be willing to answer any questions. Just inbox me, and if I don't know the answer, I am pretty good at research. I will find out for you. All right. If you have a web designer who can't show, for example, if you want, somebody says to you, "I'm going to design a website for you," and you came to me and said, "Well, this person can design a website for me," and I go looking for this person and I can't find his website, or I find his website and I don't understand what on earth he's talking about, then that isn't the person you want to do a website for you. So the easiest way to decide whether or not this person should do a website for you is to find out how easy it is to find his website without him telling you where it is. Also, once you get to his website, it better impress you. It has to be the best website you've ever seen. If it's not, then please don't waste your time, because the likelihood is that this person cannot do the work that he's promising, or, well, he can't do you the best service. I'm going to click on the viral blogging system, and we're going to go in and we're going to see what's in here. So the viral blogging system fast start training is where it begins, and in here you will find 8 lessons, and they're not very long lessons, and they're all video lessons. So every single one of them is a video that you have to watch, which teaches you what the 8 core commitments of the Empower Network is. And basically, the 8 core commitments, once you follow them, and when I say core commitments, they're going to build on each one of these as they go on. As you move through the Empower Network, your first core commitment can turn into a whole lesson plan that just goes on and on and on. So this is the foundation of what the Empower Network is about. All right? And after the introduction is basically become a product of the product, which I won't explain what it means. You need to come and see for yourself. The second core commitment is blog daily. That speaks for itself. The third core commitment is market daily. Very important. Even me sitting here talking to you right now is me marketing. The new member coaching. Once you have decided to make a decision, it's my responsibility to ensure you succeed. If I do not ensure you succeed, then I fail. Then what would be the point? But then for me to help you to succeed, I have to teach you how to help others succeed. So let's just say it works, and it works massively well. The Empower Hour call is where you would, on every Monday, there is a call, and you will be able to call in, and what you will do is to be flushed with information every Monday. Persons who are doing well are going to teach how well they've done, or how they got to that point that they did so well. And so Empower Hour calls are very important, and we recommend that you do them. Daily audio. There's a lot of audio in the next level, hundreds of them, and you just simply have to stop and listen to them every day. 7th core commitment is read daily. Oh my gosh. There's no successful person who does not read. So if you are not a reader, then that kind of explains something. Now, I'll be honest, I do not like to read. So what I do is I listen to my books. So all of the recommended reading, I would find them on YouTube in audiobook form or somewhere else, Amazon, wherever. And I would get the audio and I would listen to the entire book in audio while I'm doing other things. So sometimes I'm here at my station working and I am listening to audio all around me. And that kind of, so I don't stop doing what I'm doing to hear this. I hear this while I go. So you can listen to your audio while you're in your vehicle. You can listen to your audio while you're at work with your little earphones on, or if your work allows that, right? And so on. Whatever creative way you can find of listening to your audio. Okay. And so we are expected to read daily. And the final core commitment is going to events. Now, for those of you in the United States, that's much easier than those of us who are in the Caribbean. But once we are successful at this, I'm pretty sure going to events would be something we look forward to every single time. I think there are approximately 3 events a year, maybe 4. Okay. So once you have completed the viral blogging system and you have properly set up your blog, which we will go into that another time because this video has gone on pretty long enough. Then we will look at the inner circle, which is the next product, the Costa Rica intensive, which is the next product. Hopefully by the time I am ready to get to the 15K formula, I would have already purchased it. Now let's talk about the money. That's very important. I don't want to go past today without you understanding completely. Just to get started in this, you have to purchase the viral blogging system, and the cost of the viral blogging system is $25 US. Now, the viral blogging system, once you own that, you are a part of the Empower Network. However, in addition to the viral blogging system, you also need to pay approximately $19 to $20 to become a Empower Network affiliate. Now, an affiliate is simply somebody who sells somebody else's products. So Empower Network has information, and if you have a product that you want to sell on your own, such as your store or your restaurant or your business, then fine. This information will get you there, and you will do well at what you already do. But if you do not have a product of your own to sell, like me, then this information these products are excellent products. Everybody needs this information, whether they know it or not. What I promise you is everybody won't buy, but once you get somebody to buy, the Empower Network will remunerate you like you've never seen before. How does that work? It's very simple. Remember, nothing complicated. A viral blogging system is $25. If you purchase that, and then for another $20 you become an affiliate, you are now qualified to sell products. The affiliate fee basically allows you to sell any of those products. Now here's the thing. Having purchased the product for $25 and you sell a product for $25, guess what your commission is? 100%, $25. Now, the only thing is that I think it's the 2nd and the 4th and the 9th, or the 7th and the 9th, or something like that, commission you're going to pass up to the person who sponsored you. And that is fine. I mean, that it's counterintuitive. In other words, you're like, well, why would I do all of this work and sell my business, and then you're going to pass, I'm going to pass a commission that I worked for up to somebody else? Trust me, that one commission that you're passing up to the person above you will not be a problem when the people below you start passing up their commissions to you. It's just going to be amazing. So don't worry about that. There's one thing about the Empower Network: don't worry about the money. The money will come, and it will come so fast your head is going to spin. So never worry about the money. Never worry about who's getting what or where it's not getting. Everybody who has done well in Empower Network has received more money than they even imagined they would get. So that's a fact. That's taken care of. Do not worry about the money. If you're worrying about the money, and once you understand this and you're still worrying about the money, please don't do it. It's not for you. You're not the right person for this. If you're gonna get into here, worry about the mission. If you worry about the mission, I promise you the money will come. Focus on the mission. Improve your life. Improve your business. Improve the people around you. That's the mission. Focus on that, and I promise you, you will be more rewarded than anything you've ever seen before in your life. Now, that aside, once you're in and you have purchased this product for $25, you're qualified to sell. However, you can only receive commissions on the products that you already purchased. So if you purchase this program for $25 and you came to me and you introduced me to the Empower Network, I started my Empower Network by purchasing the first and the second product. What would have happened if you had introduced the Empower Network to me is that when I purchased the second product that you had not purchased as yet, that commission would have gone past you and gone to the first person above you who has purchased that product. That means if the person who introduced you to the Empower Network had purchased the second product, they would have received that commission from your sale, because you cannot receive a commission for a product that you did not purchase. Now that said, that's okay, because it's 100% commissions. It means that the very first 4 people that purchases the viral blogging system from you, well, the first 4 commissions that you receive will pay for the next level or the next step. If you can start out of your pocket by paying for the first 2 steps, I recommend you do it. It just moves you along faster, because then it would make sense for you to go and find persons who can afford the first 2 products. And usually with us people, we're like that. If you can afford the first 2 products, it's very likely that you have kept company and friendships, and other people in your family are just like you, and they would probably be able, probably not in all cases, but in most cases, they'll be able to do what you do. So most of those persons you speak to, you will be able to convince them to go with the first 2 products also, which means you would receive commissions for the first 2 products, and you would very quickly be able to afford the next product. Now, for me, the second product, by the way, is $100 US. Let me go through all the costs. The third product is $500 US. This is the Costa Rica intensive, and it's more information. And the fourth product is just under $1,000 US. The fifth product, which is the master's course, is $3,500 US. Don't worry. As I said, don't let those costs bother you, because this system works. You will be at the 3005 level before you know it, and you will be earning $5,000 or more dollars per month. There are persons who are making $5,000 or more per day in the Empower Network. And I don't mean a few people somewhere at the top. There are people who started today and within the space of 1 month has made $50,000 or more. There are people who started today and with the space of 2 months have made as much as $700,000 US. The persons who have started today and within the space of a year have earned over $1 million US. Now, this is not because they had some sort of opportunity that you don't have. This is because they were different in that they decided that whatever it took, whatever they had to learn, whatever they had skill they had to put into place, whatever they had to spend to get there, they were going to do. And I have learned what it is that they did to succeed. I have studied it, and I promise you, I will teach you those things, and I will put it into practice for myself, and you will be able to see the results for me. Alright, my results begin here. So that's where we are, and in the next video we'll start right here at the inner circle, and we will talk some more about the program and the system and how it is going to work for you. Now I want you to trust me that I understand who I'm speaking to. I understand that 80% of you grew up in the same kind of environment and the same kind of lifestyle that I did. And I understand that the mindsets that we all have. I understand how it is. I grew up, and what all of the things that I thought were this way, and I'm rapidly learning at this late stage of my life that it is not that way. Okay? So I want you to begin to just trust me. Just by listening to me, just by understanding the things that I'm saying. I want you to sense my passion for the right things and the good things, because it really is there. Money is secondary. Changing my life, improving my family's life, improving my children's life. My parents are about to retire, and I really need to do something for them. And I promise you that my motivation for being here is definitely not about getting rich. And I do not believe that your motivation for being here, if you want to be successful, should be that either. But as we go along, you will begin to understand the sense in between of the nonsense that I speak. Okay? Alright, so thank you very much for listening. I've been going on a while, and I look forward to making the next video for you and getting into more detail on this. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.